Hello, bring you back. Right, bit of an odd one. This part 11, I believe, of headless fretless short scale, no, long scale headless fretless bass. Yeah, I'm not actually doing anything in this. I'm just showing you how things can really go Pete Tong very quickly, and that's all to do 100% with patience. Since I've been building this, or converting it, or whatever you want to call it, I've been exercising patience. I would, in the finish, for example, I'll put a coat of oil on, leave it 24 hours, rub it down with wire wool, put another coat on, leave it 24 hours. This has been going on for weeks and weeks, and it's building up a nice coat of glossy varnish, really. I've been trying to do things carefully and mindfully. That all went down the toilet. It was yesterday or the day before, can't remember. It's Wednesday today. Anyway, it all went down the pan, and I must be having a proper brain fart, because not only did I ruin the finish on the front of the guitar, I also ordered lots of wrong bits. So firstly, because I ordered a radius block to do the fretboard with, I thought I'd order some self-adhesive sandpaper in a roll, which you just stick to the radius block. I spent quite a long time looking through to find what was decent and what wasn't massively expensive. So anyway, I managed to order some self-adhesive roll of 180 grit paper. Fine. Unfortunately, it's only self-adhesive if you are using Velcro hook and loop. It's got bloody Velcro on the back of it. So that can be overcome with the super glue and masking tape trick. Might show you that at some point. So that's one cock up. Strings. The ones I was talking to you about £22, £23 all in. Double ball end strings, 45 to 105 elites. Oh shit, knocked the bike over. And guess what? I've ordered round wounds, not flat wounds, which is really clever, because I've already got 2 sets of round wound double ball end bass strings. I've only got one long scale double ball end type bass, which is this one, which I've taken the frets out and made it fretless, and I need flat wound. So I've got loads and loads of round wound double ball end strings, and I don't know how I got to that point. That threw me a bit, nearly chucking Rita on the floor then. That was interesting. Yeah, I was looking at flat wound double ball end strings, but they weren't quite the gauge I wanted, and then these popped up underneath, and I thought, oh yeah, flat double ball end strings, 45, and ordered them, and I didn't check, so they're on the floor now. So they'll just go in stock for the next fretted bass. Can't use them on my short scale. Yeah, so they're sort of useless. Anyway, dust everywhere. So looking at the actual flat wound double ball end full scale bass strings, the cheapest are £45 plus delivery. They're about £50 for a set. That's the cheapest. These were £22 because they're the wrong ones. So that's that. I'll be ordering some strings when I get to the end of the build, if I survive. And then I need to show you the bass. I was not patient. I cocked it up. I'm recovering from that. Now, a clever chap who I have a love-hate relationship with on the YouTube. I don't actually hate him on YouTube. I compliment him when it's compliment time, and I keep my mouth shut when it's not. Anyway, awesome guitar builder. Sometimes when he puts his mind to it. Anyway, wise words. Luthiery, or guitar building. I'm certainly not a luthier, but luthiery is all about your mistakes, and all luthiers are grounded on making mistakes, but it's how you recover from those mistakes. Maybe not all luthiers make mistakes, but anyway, how you recover from the mistakes is what makes you a better luthier, because you learn by your mistakes, like, you know, many things in life. Probably don't want that to apply to scaffolding, because pretty dangerous to learn by your mistakes. So I'll show you what I did. It all started with the graphite shielding paint, and 50 milliliters is actually a lot more than I thought, and that probably do 10 guitars or more, so that's brilliant. But it's not brilliant when you do it wrong. Turn you around and show you the cock-ups. Okay, oh, by the way, the dark, it's in there, the dark Jacobean oak Danish oil arrived, and it's great, and I can sort of make a blend of colours, mix them myself, and anyway, it's good. It's taken the yellow off of this. Yeah, it's just taken the orangey yellow pine tinge out of it and making it look a bit more, well, maybe oak, but not pine. So there you go. This is building up nicely. Bearing in mind that's just oil, and I've been patient, and I've been. You can see there's a nice gloss on this. Yeah, that needs some tidying up. And then you get around the front, and it's all sort of matte, and you can still see where the DA's been on it. So what happened here is Mr. Impatient thought, I know what I'll do. The oil's come and the shielding paint has come. I'll get the shielding paint on there. So I did, and I was very careful and got it in all the places it should go. And as you can see, by the fact that those cavities are now full of sawdust, that created the next problem. So, shielding paint, water-based. This stuff's water-based. It's great. You need to leave it 24 hours to dry. You need to leave it 24 hours to dry. You need to leave it 24 hours to dry. Springy, you need to leave it 24 hours to dry. Guess what? I didn't. Now this stuff gets everywhere. The slightest bit of this anywhere, you're in trouble. It's black and it just spreads. It's like some weird virus, post-apocalyptic, after the big war virus. Yeah. So don't do anything with this until it's rock hard and just dry. So Numpty Head here decides, okay, I'll do all that. Wonder what this dark oak stain's like. I really should leave this for 24 hours like I've been doing all the way through with all the oil and everything. Yeah, I really should leave it. You know what? To hell with it. I'll stick some oil on it. Well, you know what's coming next. I got black bleed in. I got myself in the right state. And very, very, very long story short, I had to completely sand all of everything back off the front, right down to dry bare wood to recover. And as if that wasn't bad enough, I then decided I'll put some of my dark Jacobean oak oil straight on the bare wood. Not a good idea, Springy, because it then, all the dark oak part of it picked up every single scratch in the surface. Even though I've been very careful about going through all the grades of grit and then hand sanding it, it still found every little tiny scratch. So what I had was the front of this, and it just looked absolutely horrendous, with black spirals and swirls and horribleness all over it. Now, obviously, I had to sand all the way through that again, back down to bare wood. And then last night, I put a couple of coats of clear on it to seal it. And then today, I have wire-wooled that. And I've started to put the darker oak stain on it. Now, there's some spaces where it looks a bit weird there. Excuse me. That's on top of the wet stuff. It's just where some of the stain has gathered on top. Now when I wire wool it, that will go away after it's dried. So and this is going to need about 5 or 6 coats to catch up with the rest of it till it becomes more like that, and it will darken as we go. So there's another bit there where you spread it on, because it's got pigment in it, you can get little striations and build up, but it does even out when it's hard the next day and you polish it with wire wool. That stuff does go away. So there you go. That serves me right for being impatient, but I'm recovering. I think each day that goes by it starts to regenerate. I haven't got the radius sanding block yet. It hasn't arrived yet. So each day it doesn't arrive, I'm putting more coats on this and trying to build it up to back where I was, with slightly less yellow colour. And then of course I'm going to have to get all of that sanding dust out of the cavities, probably repaint the cavities again with the with the black stuff, and hope I don't get myself in trouble. Right then, that's me done. Don't know why this suddenly decided that it wants to try and fall over more than normal. Right, so there was no reason to make this video whatsoever. I could have just left it, kept it secret, and come back when it came to sanding the neck. But it may help somebody in the same situation not be an idiot like me. So learn by your mistakes. And it was stupid. I know from my car refinishing days and all that sort of stuff, just to have patience on in the same sentence, in the same vein. In my car refinishing and industrial coating days, we had massive ovens that speeded up the process, so you didn't have to be that patient, to be honest, on actual final coating. So there you go. Next time, with any luck, we'll be trying to re-profile the neck and get that back. I should really, in hindsight, I really should have just done all of the mechanical work, got everything properly working how it should be, then went for the finish coats. But it's pretty forgiving if you go about it the right way, which I didn't. But under normal circumstances, it's very forgiving, this stuff. Peas and loaf. I've been Springy. Thanks for bearing with me in my waffle, and cheers to old man Tony for putting my channel icon up on his last video as a suggestion for people to watch. I haven't got a massive channel. I think I'm hovering around about the 300 viewers, something like that. It's not monetized. I do it just because there's a handful of people who watch all my videos who've become great friends, and I appreciate that. You know who you are. And probably once a day I'll get a new subscriber, and I'll get comments like on the XJR carburetor fix and modification video. That was very popular. I get lots of people commenting, thanking me for doing that because that information wasn't available, which is lovely. That's that. I don't even do it for that. I just, like I said before many times, it was just a record of what was happening to the Escort. Squeaky throttle. Yeah, I just do it to. Yes, it's a social thing. I don't do any other social media, so this is my social media thing, and I've found lots of lovely friends, and I've met a few of them in the bike side of things, and sometimes I can help someone out with some. I'm no expert in any field, in music, motorcycles, cars, or anything. I'm not an expert in any of those fields, but sometimes I've been there before, and I can help somebody embarking on whatever it is, or if somebody wants to know about a particular instrument I've got or a particular vehicle, can help them out, which is what we all do on YouTube. So thank you, appreciate it. Peace and love. Ride safe, play bass.